Our next speaker is Petra de Ruiter, CEO of Holland Casino, which, of course, is another major player in the Dutch regulated market. Petra, welcome. Please make it to the stage. We are very happy to have you with us today. And we're also eager to hear what you're sharing with us. Thank you very much. Yeah?
Yes. Thank you, Willem, for inviting me today. Let me just stand here. And good morning to everyone. When I heard indeed reclaiming the market, I find that a rather interesting title when I prepared myself, because reclaiming means that something has been lost. And you already said it. You could say market share has been lost, but you could also say it's calmness, clarity, and trust in the market which has been lost. And for me, reclaiming the market is not about more fierce competition or competing more. It's about reclaiming what truly matters. It's about fun, it's about experience, it's about protection, it's about responsibility, it's reclaiming the trust in the market. I'm standing here today in a special moment for my organization. Arjen, it's not 300 years, but we were, later this year we are celebrating our birthday because we were founded 50 years ago by the government. Because exactly why they founded this was because they saw what happens if you leave gambling entirely to the free market. And the question is, 50 years later now, what does that market ask from us today? I think I can say that Holland Casino land-based is not an ordinary participant. And as some of you probably will agree with me, because we have been founded with a clear public mandate to offer gambling in a safe and protective way, but by doing so, preventing harm and illegality. And I think that mandate has not disappeared. It has become a lot more complex. The market is more international, is more diverse, is larger, but the market just easily has developed, and we need to look at what asks that from us. And what does that ask from us, from our operators? I think we should look not only at what is possible, not only what is permitted, but what is wise to do. And that's, to be honest, one of the reasons why I work for Holland Casino. How do we deal with the complexity of offering fun and experience with a product where you should always be aware of the risk attached? The reality of today, if I look at Holland Casino, is that we had a good year in 2025. We had positive results, which is very, very nice if you look at the years which are lying behind us. But the honest truth is also that it did not come easily. It took tough decisions, it took cost-cutting, it took restructuring, it took difficult and painful decisions for our staff. And yes, we did have some windfalls, some one-offs, which landed in our results, which is very nice. But at the same time, what I do see, that costs are going up, taxes are going up. There's the ongoing debate about that we should increase rules and regulations to our sector, but at the same time, illegality is growing faster than we all want to see. Maybe we should ask the question, how do we keep a strong legal market without losing our values? Last year, there was an independent research on the land-based market. What happens if you take away the legal land-based offer? It was not conducted by us. It was not conducted by the sector. It was conducted by the government, and independent researchers did the research. The conclusion was very, very clear. When the legal land-based casino market disappears, or actually the offer disappears, the market does not stop. It just goes to the illegal circuit, it goes to the unregulated providers, and it goes to an unsafe environment. And Ella already said, who will have harm from that. It's the younger adults, it's the more vulnerable players who will notice that. I think you could also say reclaiming the market is preventing the loss of something which you will only notice once it's gone. Research matters, figures matters, but let's be honest. Ultimately, responsible provision is made by people, by craftsmanship on the gaming floor, by the dealer who truly knows his or her trade, and by the people who are willing to start the conversation. Allow me just a short time to show you what I'm proud of every single day. I probably need to wait a little bit until it comes up. And as I'm standing here and we're talking a lot of serious talk today, I think I can also say sometimes the public, the media tend to forget that there's a lot of fun and experience and that players are really enjoying their game and that we offer that. I do agree as a management we have our own focus, but let's not forget it's also about fun and experience. I asked you just 2 questions. What does the market ask from us 50 years later? And how do we keep a strong legal market without losing our values? And what are the answers for Holland Casino? I don't know if there are the answers, but we have made 3 choices to give an answer to these questions. It's about digitalization in the land-based market, it's about physical environment, and it's about game innovation. Let's start with the first one. Digitalization, of course, most of you sitting here from the online market is already a big thing in the sector. But I think for land-based, there is a lot to be developed. We, as Holland Casino, have said, let's try use digitalization not as a goal, but as a tool. It should help our guests to enter our building with less hassle, with less barriers, and with more convenience. Also, let's not start from the technology itself, what is possible, but how do we bring that convenience to our guests? To give an example, if you go to our Holland Casino land-based website, you can create there your My Holland Casino, something which is really regular in the online world. And what you can find there is information about yourself. How often do you enter our venue? How long do you stay? And which conscious decisions have you made about your play? And that's the idea behind it. If we give our guests the opportunity to play more conscious, we're sure that they will think about what they are doing. At the same time, it will give us a possibility to look at the data and when it will be asked from us to intervene earlier maybe than we did before. Of course, digitalization can be a marketing tool. Of course, it can give efficiency and effectiveness, but it can also help us to perform our duty of care more and better, but then in a hassle-free way that our sector still stays attractive and accessible, because we think we should always watch that. Because if we don't, people will also in the land-based market move to the illegal options. Then secondly, the physical environment. I think my predecessors 50 years ago already made that conscious choice. If you enter a Holland Casino building, you will get a total experience. the food we offer, the drinks which are present, the entertainment, the experience, and the fun of playing your game. I think the combination of that plays a vital part in our offering. But you also need money to invest in this product and to create this experience. And I think that will help people to keep in balance in their play, the combination of both. And if we are being able to do so, we will prevent people from going to the illegal one. I asked some of my European colleagues, you know, is that really happening, illegality in the land-based sector? And actually, I was at that time in the Hippodrome in London, and Simon, maybe some of you will know it, says go 2 blocks further away. There's a 3-layer casino illegally operating, and nothing is being done about that. And I know the same goes for Austria. So I'm quite convinced that if that happens in the Netherlands, why would that not go the same way? And then the third is gaming innovation. We need to invest in what we offer to our guests, because if we don't do, the illegal market will definitely do. We need to look at the gaming formats we offer, we need to look at the thresholds we have, and we have to look at technical adjustments. Also, we need to do that because we want to keep on offering the labor-intensive games which we offer as Holland Casino. We need to be able to offer poker and to offer table games, which is really, really labor intensive. But we want to, because we want to prevent people from going to the illegal circuit. If I sum all of this up, what does reclaiming the markets to me? I think holding on to quality, investing in protection, and innovate without losing sight of our social mandate. Not doing everything what is possible, but doing what works for players, for society, and ultimately for the market itself. After 50 years, I know one thing for certain. A market without a strong legal foundation does not become a free market. It will become an unsafe market. And just like Arjen is saying, I think reclaiming the market is not a solo act. It's a cooperation between the operators, the regulators, and the policymakers. Because I think in the end, we all want the same thing. We want a sector that is attractive, acts responsible, but which is also future-proof. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Petra. Looks like the claim has been well adapted, and thank you for that. I think we had 1 or 2 questions coming into Slido, and I would like to have the first one. We are staying with this one here, with one question, Petra. It's also in front of you. Do you think, Petra, that Holland Casino has an exemplary role in today's online market, and how do you fulfill that?
I wasn't there, but I do know when the online market was opened, Holland Casino stepped in with the same principle and the reasoning behind it. We are, you know, long-known player in the land-based market, and we want to be the same one in the online market. I also have to say, honestly, we kind of never realized that online is a different ballgame than land-based. So we had to learn our lessons in doing so. Of course, we didn't do everything ourselves, but we went to big suppliers to help us with that. So what I can say is we're really trying to, but like Arjen is saying, also we make our own mistakes. Okay, well, 5 years, so welcome to the experience market. Petra, thank you very much for joining us today. See you soon.